Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me? Good. I can hear myself now. That's good. Well, hello. As was introduced, my name's Andrew Bradford. My responsibilities at AOL stretch to commercial research, content development, and also marketing effectiveness and marketing strategy. In the handout today, I think the subject was the near future, and my predecessor, who was supposed to be speaking here, was going to talk about advertising formats and the way that people engage with video and those sorts of things. But what I'm going to do today is talk about the slightly longer-term future. Okay? The reason for that is that someone very wise once said that the future's already here. It's just unevenly distributed. I wish I'd thought of that, but that is pretty much the truth. Whatever I could talk to you today about ad formats, they're already here. I'm not quite sure what value I could add to you today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through 4 potential market spaces for the next 5 years. Okay? So I'm not going to take you too much through the technology because, well, I'm the worst person in the world to do that. I can't work my voicemail, so you really want someone else taking you through the technology. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the consumer, a little bit about technology, and a little bit about our market structure and what's happening. It might give you a bit of a flavor for where we might be going. But in order to do that, I'm going to first take you through what I see as some of the really critical drivers of change. They're all having incredibly impactful and yet very uncertain impacts on our marketplaces. And when you combine them all together, it's difficult to know what's going to finish up. So what I'm going to do is take you through these through the lens of some research we've done, some of our own bitter experience sometimes as a significant online player, and also some of our scenario planning, our futures work that we'll see a bit later on. So, technology. Well, technology is undoubtedly here. We can't ignore that. It's providing 3 critical things for us at the moment. It's providing scale. It's providing us with the ability to generate huge audiences globally. We're not rooted as an industry now purely in domestic terms. Technology has allowed us to reach out to vast numbers of people. It's no secret that many of the larger online players can reach 9 out of 10 consumers online. That's a fantastic amount of people, and that's growing all the time as broadband adoption takes up. The other facilitation for technology, of course, is targeting. And we're just beginning to see the emergence of targeting. It's just beginning to get to a stage of maturity at the moment. Many providers can offer demographic targeting. They can offer geographic targeting, geodemographic targeting, IP address targeting, behavioral targeting, retargeting if you want to as well. And it's this targeting, this technology, that it's allowing us to target much more effectively. And it's critical that in these structural changes we see in our marketplace at the moment, that the internet, in terms of its targeting and its technology, are providing us, I suppose, with the holy trinity for advertising: effectiveness, economy, and efficiency. Okay? We can target at scale at very attractive margins now for all stakeholders within the business. And finally, technology is also giving us and consumers control. And I'll come on to that a little bit in a moment. But the balance of power has irrevocably shifted. Okay? The consumer has as much power as marketers do now. Media owners have as much power as media agencies. And media agencies have as much power as the advertiser. Because information generated online is providing that power for us. And that's the democratization of that information has really been driven by this increased level of technology. Now, the subject of insights is a slightly thorny matter. We're quite an immature medium still. We like to think about who, and we like to think about where. But historically, we haven't really thought much about why. That's something that traditional media does really, really well. I know I come from traditional media. But in online, if you look at our measurement systems, it's about who and where. And actually, fairly basic demographic data as well. a critical question is why. And we're beginning to see more and more qualitative work coming into the field of online. It's critically important. I know why we probably have the who and the where, because for the last 10 years, online's largely been run by accountants and lawyers, hasn't it? And we're like to think in very black and white terms, who, where. But the most important information is often why. We've recently done some work where we looked into exactly why people were doing what they were doing online. And we identified 4 fundamental need states. It's basic motivation theory. You have a need and you satisfy it in your online behavior. Now, the first one, accomplishment, is about getting things done. It's about task-orientated activities. I want to check my email. I want to check my bank balance. I want to buy something online. I want to get my groceries delivered to my house. It's very low energy, but very habitual, very frequent usage. Liberation is all about a slight escape for a limited period of time. It's that 15-minute break in the middle of the morning and the middle of the day. And actually, quite predictably, we found that a number of the segments that we identified have a very strong center of gravity in this area. So mainstream mums do spend an awful lot of time in a liberation need state. They are into the soft gaming, they are into gossip and the chat forums and so forth. Not so for affluent mums, mind you, and there's some interesting differences there.
Webit e-Business i Internet Marketing Expo